So this is the tier list for the new update. I got to see all the characters. Figured I'd tell you guys what I think. So let's just start off with some of the bads. This stuff's pretty junk. Like, it'll get you through the story, but this is like randomizer. Just get those out of the way. They're pretty irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You can get one, you can get all. It don't matter. It's only a few key good ones. Trash, trash. Of course, the legendaries are a bit better, but trash. I'll go over the ones that actually like matter, because these all suck. I think Freezer is probably like the best. This guy is probably like the worst. Okay. Only good stuff left now. Basically the same thing. Alright. He's kind of not in here. Alright, so C, if you're just starting out the game, Nami's okay. She's like in free air. The code still might work. Yeah, all these are bad. Oh, he's solid. But there's another drip Nami code, so it's just like, it's dependent on if the codes are still available, but you need an air right away, so she's good. She freezes. It's a unique trait just to her, so I'll just put it there. And he is also a farm, so if you need an early farm and something to stun early before you get to the good stuff, these guys are good. If the code units are still working, Drip Gohan's like here with Gogeta a little bit better. He's a hill, so if he's still available, it's better. Nami sucks. Even Evolved's just bad. Starter packs and L. Where else? I didn't put bland spots like cutesy Speed cart. That's a scam. So just a heads up on the speed cart. I didn't put it there because it sucks. All right, let's get to the actual units. So bad. Or whatever. Okay, so I think the worst mythic in the game right now. So Drip Nami, it's like the same thing. Worst mythic. That's actually kind of tough. I guess I gotta give it to Whitebeard. Whitebeard's the worst. I loved him. He was the one I used to grind up story, but as of right now, he's trash. And then next is probably like Guts. There's better bleed options, so you don't need them. Oh, what happened to the... Hold up. I just got them. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry about this, guys. I know this looks a little weird, but I just saved their pictures. Okay, anyway, it's not my tier list. Anyway. I don't know why this person put locked on some. I should have just made my own. Who's next? So... A lot of these are pretty good. I'm gonna go with... Oh man, they are all actually pretty solid. I guess I'll go with Captain Yami. I know they buffed him, but he's still trash. The only reason why I'm putting him under Itachi is because Itachi's ability. I'll put Baldy next. Baldy costs like 1k. I happen to have Overlord on him, so I use him a lot. But I know that if it was just regular stats, he'd be completely outclassed. Who else? Who else? Unevolved Sakuna's pretty tough. Let's go with... Let's just go ahead and do the Itachi and stuff now. You know what? No. We'll do her. I also have Overlord on her, but until they buff her or something, she's just solid. Not nothing you should be really going out of your way for until the buffs actually come out. Next is I'm gonna put Gone, just because if you're getting a Celestial and it's like you have the option of getting any of these guys, Gone would just be the best, just so you can just plop them down that do support rather than upgrading him. Then the Flame guy. He's probably the toughest Flame. I'd like to put him higher, but there's so much better options, and you don't really need Fire. Especially with stuff like immunity and stuff. Next, I'll put Genos. Genos actually got outclassed. He's probably the best Mythic Hill right now. That's not a secret. But you'll see why that doesn't matter in a second. We're kind of in A now, but I'm going to go ahead and plop Itachi as the last one. He's got a bit of a burst. You can go ahead and put these guys here then. Itachi's got a little bit of a burst, so he could be good in infinites. Hold on, I'll get to it. Itachi's pretty good. They keep adding stuff, and he's just falling further and further down. They have unevolved stuff. So, I'll throw in some things here. Unevolved Gojo is so sauce. He's good for, like, a bunch of stuff in Challenge. And he starts out hybrid, so he's just really good. But, the evolved version's, like, way better. But, unevolved, out the box, he's... A lot of people don't like using hills, and when you have an unevolved Gojo hitting for... Or placing for 750... It's really solid. And another one that's like that is Sukuna. I'll put Sukuna a little lower just because Gojo's pretty more versatile on the ground than him as a hill. But he helped me through the story too. Next is A. I'm just going to put like really strong stuff here, but this is where things get a little weird. So... this new hill guy, you can get 8 down and they can all do like 600,000 together, but unless you're doing pure flight, and even then you're going to have some hybrids or whatever, he's the weakest of the new units. Next of the weakest, I have to go with, this is where things get a little more controversial. I've heard a lot good about her. I got like Vulture and stuff on her. She does hit really, really hard, but like most in all the new units, I might as well just lump them all right here. Albedo's at least got bleed going for her, and she costs like 450, so if you get like something like Overlord, your early game is amazing. She's just like the highest damage of all the normal ones. But if you have Yuta, he's just better. He just costs too much. So she is kind of the best, but she's not really. It's hard to describe, but she's not that great. Like, compared to the top tiers. Mashal's still cracked. But he's like a slow hybrid that's like... If you need slow that bad, and you're speccing all into... Mashal, you're going to be stuck in Mashal, but I will say he is a worthy secret unit to farm for if you got nothing better to do. Next I'll put down to Curse King. This is worth the grind to evolve. If you snipe Curse King, then you're going to be stat on like great damage, not just in infinites, but in regular game modes. Because he has like a nice little bridge of when his damage starts to pick up. And he's out the box a hybrid as well, so it can start off a little weakish, but then it just picks up very nicely because of the bleed. But he sucks in immunity. And then at the top of like A, I'm going to put Oshi. I use Oshi more than Speedwagon because I play in groups, but I can imagine the farm, and I also have Diamond on her. I can imagine the farm inefficiency is just like not worth it. Not to mention if you sell her for that big chunk of money, you just took away 15% range on everybody. So if you're using her more for big groups, but she does great farming. But you're better off with Wagon. So at the end here, the S tiers for me, I'll go ahead and put Wagon at the bottom because people hate it when I put necessary stuff at the top. But he's the best farm. You could do either or, but I'm gonna go with Speedwagon. And then Yami's like one of the best starters in the game. This game has like a system where it's like you can't really place anything unless you clear the waves, per se. You could let them really spill and just get 100, 100, 100. But since some of the best like units cost so much, you kind of need somebody to just show up and clear stuff. Whether you're in a group or not, you need somebody to do it. And Yami hits for around like 8k, but it's a small range, so I'm going to put slightly above him, the newer unit now, Boa, because she has a stun. Now, Yami has a slow, so if you didn't pick up the Mashal, he can be your slow unit. But Boa has a stun immediately. Like 600, if you join their group, 600, you plop her down, insane range. And she just hits for, I think, like 3k. It's less than Yami, but since she'll be hitting them forever and stunning them, you'll get everything you need to get up. I still think Yami's like a solid starter. Like, especially since you can just hit the banner and get it. But I think Boa is like low-key kind of power creeps. But together, like if you have her and him together, you shouldn't lose games. I'm going to put Yuta second from the top. The problem with Yuta is he's like infinite only. He costs too much. But he does get to ludicrous numbers even if you don't have Overlord. And if you do have Overlord, he is the strongest in the game. However, even though I have Overlord on this guy, Gojo's worth the grind. Gojo's the strongest character. You get to 2000 and he's hybrid and he hits the whole area. He's just so overpowered. And in Infinite, that time stop is like a mandatory thing.